10,500,000 to learn the Arabic language, sitting next to my colleague while he's eating his noodles, and I'm taking out my smartphone, being like, مرحبا صديقي أنا لا أتكلم العربية أنا أريد أن أتعلم العربية. He's looking at me like, is there a bomb? And I'm like, La. Arabic speaker. La means no. And the thing is, currently you need to find your time gaps to learn the language you want to learn. It's very normal. Basically, it hardly depends on where you're working or what's your occupation, but basically I don't really have a time gap, so I leave my phone when I work. I leave my phone somewhere else. Means like I have to make myself a stupid paper where I just write down the things that I want to learn. And this in this case looks like this. Great. Yeah, this looks like dirt, especially when you have this inside of your pants for, I don't know, several days. Especially when you have kind of like very much to do for this time, then you kind of like will have some issues with this, because you won't make any progress. In these cases, you need to find yourself some time gaps. Kind of, I don't know, if you pee, then you just pull it out and be like, sporco means dirty. And then you go ahead, just like to repeat the words. And what's also cool to just have some relation to them. Oh, this is dirty now. I clean it. So, okay, toilet is cleaned now. Great. Now it isn't sporco anymore. Okay, great. And this is how you use your spare time, even if you don't have some. And this is one word. Basically, I guess there is this 80-20 rule, where they means 20% of work makes 80% of outcome. That's totally true, especially when it comes to language. And the language thing is here a very interesting case, because of the fact that around, from my calculation, you need kind of like around 200 to 300 words. With them you will be totally fine, and they will be totally cool to start with. Learning a language means, imagine you have now kind of like 300 words, and these 300 words you have now 365 days in a year. Okay, and every time you go on the toilet you learn one word. Would be cool, wouldn't it? Okay, you have the issue that it doesn't stick perfectly. That's cool. You have to find a time gap where you start to listen to your language. That makes the biggest impact, because there you will hear these words and you will recognize these words, and then you will start to really get used to them, also to the pronunciation, also to many things. And the pronunciation is also a very crucial point, and maybe also the reason why I were just like terribly with starting, because I were like, no, I need to pronounce the Russian word perfectly, because when I screw completely up, then I will be this won't come good. And that's true, because when I say you altaf, and the word although is pronounced like altaf, then the American or the English speaker will look at me like if I'm good or if I have a stroke. It means like in this case I need to find a way to get over this. I can learn a phonetic alphabet, or I can write it as good as I can in my native language, so I can pronounce it as good as it's possible. Especially in Arabic, there is like A and then 3, or they use different symbols to kind of like transform the or to transfer the pronunciation. What is really cool, this concept, I'm really into it, and you can kind of like make a transliteration for it. And yeah, 300 words, you can do it. You have to link it into things that you know and that you can and stuff, and it will be very useful if you put them into sentences. Not too complicated sentences, means like if you have very trouble to understand what these things mean and you put them in very complex sentences, you will end up like very having issues to understand what is going on. It means you have to make sentences. I just can recommend you to use sentences. Also because if you just think about the sentence, I have a white house. So you learn the word I have, you learn the word house, and you learn the word white, what are very important words, and you learn 3 at once. And you learn how to use them together, what is also a very interesting thing. You would screw up on this point several times if you would use them, because the word white is used differently, or in many languages it's used differently on the case and stuff. Means like for the usage it's not the right point, but especially for having the word. That's the whole thing, what the first time and the first days of learning the language is about. It's just about having the word. And then you can work on to getting better and better and better. Basically, you just need to find some time, some spare time to use your paper, or even if you have it on the smartphone. If you have this luck, I unfortunately don't have this luck that I can just bring my smartphone. The colleagues would look bad at me, and my boss too. So I need to bring a paper, but it works completely fine. If I have some time for a short break, I just take out my translator and I translate some things that I want to know how to say them, and then I put them there inside on this paper, and then I bring the paper on the work, and then I'm just like if I have some time, then I'm like, Sportcall means 30, great. That's basically the thing. And I really understand that this isn't easy, but after this 300 words, the world will become so much easier for you. And yeah, you won't regret it. It's worth learning a new language and to stick on to. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed my video. If not, then leave a constructive feedback under my video, would be really cool. I hope this had helped you. If not, I'm very sorry about wasting your time. Yes, basically I thought yes, but if not and I helped you, then leave us a subscribe, would be very cool. Okay, great, thanks a lot.